together some dating customs that I came up with. And these also are rules that can be broken, but I found that these are kind of the customs out there in today's dating world. You can correct me, you can, because this is from my point of view, but I went on over 150 first dates, and I went on a lot of second dates and third dates, and I was dating a lot, so this is what I came up with. Coffee dates is how you meet somebody, or a drink. This is were you going to say something? Yep. Okay. So this should last 45 minutes to an hour. If it's going well, don't extend it. This is where people get in a lot of trouble. This is just getting in, meeting, and finding out you'd like to see them again, or you enjoyed meeting them and that was a lovely encounter. Yeah, this is meeting someone off the internet, or meeting someone for coffee that you've met at a party or something. This is if you met them at a party, you can stay longer. This is someone you've never met before. Okay? You're meeting for a coffee or a drink, and you're meeting for 45 minutes to an hour. You're finding out what you have in common, how lovely it is for your bodies to sit together. If it is, if you can't get in rapport and they sit there like this the whole time and won't open up, you're going to say politely that you enjoyed meeting them and probably not see them again. The first date after that, if you want to see them again, is about 1 to 2 hours. Don't try to extend that either, especially if it's going well. People get in a lot of trouble because they have this first date, they have a great time. This is even including matchmaking. And they go on and on. They go out, they go dancing, they take a stroll at the beach, and that's all they ever get because it was too much too fast. You still don't know if you like this person. So you want to go slow enough to find out if you like this person or not, especially if you're attracted to them. Not too much too fast. After that, if you are wanting to date this person, then you want to have 1 date and 1 text a week for the first month. You want to slow yourself down because you still don't know who this person is. If you're super attracted to them, they seem like they meet all your criteria, you especially want to go slow because that's when you get blinded.
How can you keep it to 1 text a week if he wants to suddenly tell you something? You're supposed to ignore it, not text back?
Well, that's why I said these are not rules, these are customs. You want to not encourage it. Of course, you're going to text back. You're not going to be rude or weird and enforce some rules on somebody, but you're going to not encourage a lot more conversation than that. Okay? So these are not rules that you're going to go, don't text me more than once a week, but you're going to slow it down. Okay, so when they say to be the one to end the date or the call, there's some truth to that because you want to end on an up note. So let's say you're having a great time and you would like to go take the walk, but you go, this is such a great time, let's plan another. You want the person to end feeling like they want to see you again, not that they're burned out with you. Okay? This is with girlfriends, this is with anybody. You don't want to just drag on and on until you're like, well, that's enough. Okay? So take control of that. We're both having a good time, the rapport is going well. Let's set up another time to meet. So when you're setting up dates with someone, weekend evening dates are only for when someone's a candidate. So you don't want to take someone's Friday or Saturday night unless you're interested in them. Otherwise, you want to schedule like Saturday morning hikes, Sunday morning, this, that, Sunday afternoon, Thursday, Tuesday, okay? But Fridays and Saturdays indicates a level of romantic interest. Okay?
You said Friday or Saturday?
Friday or Saturday nights, yeah. If you accept it or if you ask somebody.
What about if you got tickets for a really good play?
That's okay, but you would invite someone who you know that when you're asking them, they're going to interpret that as a romantic interest. And that might be okay, and you might not have a romantic interest, but there's a something implied there. Okay. Fair or not, men usually pay the first 3 times. Men make 25% more money. This is one of the old-fashioned chivalrous things that's really still existing. Unless the guy asks the woman out, unless the woman asks the guy out, and then the guy usually pays anyway. So I would say something like, so we'd have our coffee date or whatever, and I go, I should pay, I asked you. And the guy will go, don't worry about it, I've got it. Okay, but at least I mentioned that, I should pay. And I would pay. It's not that, it's, what is it, $5, whatever. Now I've heard women get really tweaked about this, and some guys are trying to show respect by going Dutch. They're actually trying to communicate respect and that they're not sexist. Men usually go to meet the woman in her neighborhood. That's another old-fashioned thing that persists. Okay, so if the guy lives in Glendale and the woman lives in West LA, the guy will usually offer to come to West LA. I have heard this, however, women have unreasonable demands about this. For example, the guy lives in Huntington Beach and she lives in Glendale, and she's like, he asked me to meet him halfway. I think that's really unreasonable. Okay, so usually the guy will come to the woman's neighborhood. Usually the guy picks the place where they'll meet. I'm going to talk to you more about that a little later, but that's the usual custom. It's not always how it is, but it's the usual custom. Okay, don't confirm dates. Once you set a date, don't call and confirm it. It appears weak. It's just like you would with a friend. You've made a date, you expect them to show up. If they don't, guess what? They're no longer a candidate. Don't ever mention someone's appearance. It's become very dangerous to do so. Women hate guys to come up and go, you're so beautiful. Okay, we just really don't like that approach, right? Is there any woman who likes that? I'd like to meet you, you're so beautiful. Ooh, okay. And if people are very good looking, conventionally good looking, they already know that. The only exception I've seen to this is a woman can say, if it's true, you look like you work out, which is flattering to a man, but it's something he's done. It's not something that just is innate that people can't do anything about.
He can't say that to her?
I think women don't like to have, comments about our bodies. I think it's very unsafe for men to say anything about women's bodies. So again, these are customs, not rules. I think if you start talking about people's bodies, there's this sexual thing you might not want there. There's a bit of a patriarchal thing that you might get into. So I think it's just safer.
Does that go also for a woman to notice that a man has like sparkly eyes or say something?
I don't think those are safe things to say. And this is in pickup too. When men are picking up women, they don't say anything about appearance.
So the woman does not say about a man?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, okay.
You find something else to compliment. Okay.
Like their shoes? Do you like them?
Maybe,
I mean, but you can do something.
but not the body.
No.
Yeah, not people's bodies, because that's become very taboo to talk about people's bodies.
So saying you're beautiful, is that the same thing about the body?
Yeah, I don't think most women like to. After you're dating someone, she loves to hear it. But as a pickup, as a way to meet someone, as a way to endear yourself to someone, it's not effective.
So that goes for like the first dates and all of that?
We're talking about first couple dates. Once you're in a relationship with someone, you obviously love how they look, and you can't stop yourself from expressing it, right? It just comes pouring out. So that's different.
Okay.
We're just talking about
The
first couple dates. Don't talk about relationship goals until the third date or so, okay? So some people sit down and go, so are you planning to get married in your future? Because if you're not, I don't want to date you. And there's actually some people who advise this, okay?
Yeah, don't do that.
You don't even know if you like having coffee with this person yet, okay? So by the time a third date rolls around, you're starting to figure out you might want to hang out with this person. That's where you might want to start getting a little more clear on is if you guys are going in the right direction. Okay, it's all about sex. Dating is about sex. We have to remember this. We are presenting ourselves as a sexually attractive person. We're going to talk more about how we can feel more sexually attractive, because it's an inside job. And the other person, we're actually, what's going on here is we're deciding if someday we want to have sex or not. Everybody take a breath.
They're just, I was going to say, might want to make a note that that's not what the first date is.
We're not talking about it. It's not there, but it's in the air, because people talk about they're afraid to get in the friend zone. Nobody's going to get in the friend zone if you're aware that you're a sexual person, and you're probably not going to have sex with this person. But a lot of flirting that we'll get into is acknowledging that we're both sexual people. We're never going to have sex, but we're just acknowledging that we appreciate that about each other. Okay, everyone is going out with more than one person, and you should too, until you find the one that you only want to see. Because you are going to go on 2 dates with somebody and then realize that one isn't working out, and you're going to go with a couple dates with someone else. It's not going to work out, and it's going to take too long, and everyone is expecting that everyone's going out with more than one person. And what you're actually doing is prospecting like a sales funnel. You're meeting quite a few people, and then 1 or 2 are going to work out, and so on. We're going to go more into that. Don't decide too soon that someone's a definite no unless it's a definite no. You know, if they bring up the Hitler was on the right track, we can count this person out. But if they seem fairly pleasant and they seem like of good character, why not see them again? So expect that most people are not going to work out, meaning they're not going to become your love of your life, but have fun meeting people. That's part of the joy of dating and the joy of getting ready to meet someone.